Hey, well, this is Zacchaeus with another live word in the day. God bless, God bless. And today I want to just share this real quick clip about the homeless population. This is serious, y'all. Check this out.
A study by UC San Francisco depicts a clear picture of the growing problem in Kern County and throughout the state and finds that homelessness here stems from the cost of housing and low income.
It's pretty difficult because a lot of us that were housed before or trying to get houses, it's a long road and it's also pretty difficult. And to get kicked out or to have to be rehoused, it takes a toll on you. Bakersfield is a pretty hot area. It's a pretty rough area as it is. And to be homeless and to be living out here in a tent, it's not fun by any means. You know, it's a tough deal.
Michael Saunders became unhoused after the pandemic. A new reality lives due to the cost of living in California, a primary example of what University of San Francisco found is contributing to the reason nearly 171,000 people are on the streets. According to Flood Ministries Director Jim Wheeler, who helps reduce homelessness in Kern, the report reflects what he sees every day.
This is nothing new. But what's great about the report is it affirms what we've been saying for a long time.
According to the study, more than 90% of the state's homeless residents are from California, and more than 75% have lived in the same county where they were last housed.
A lot of
Researchers
people
also
homeless
found that more than 45% of all homeless adults are 50 or older.
in
A common
America.
misconception is that people choose to be homeless, but the report
No.
shows the cost of housing in the state has
It's
become
cost of living. It's
unsustainable.
ridiculous.
They want to get off the street. They want to get help. They want to get into some kind of stable housing situation. And so I don't think it's a matter of people necessarily making a choice to not to be homeless per se, but it's because of their circumstances in life.
The report makes policy recommendations to improve homelessness statewide, but Wheeler says a good place to start is affordable housing.
If you don't want people living on the street, then you have to have a place for people to go.
That's right.
We need more affordable housing. Until we do that, until we meet that need, we're going to continue to see people on the street.
For more information on the study and resources for homelessness in Kern, go to our website at kget.com. Michaela Armstrong, 17 News.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the homeless population is out of this world in the U.S., especially Kern County, Los Angeles. The homeless population continues to grow. New York City, the homeless population continues to grow. Hawaii, the homeless population continues to grow. Why? Because the cost of living is too much. The cost of living, I can't afford to put groceries on the table because I don't have a place to stay. Can't afford to put groceries on the table. Can't afford to the basic living, just basic living, eating, eating, living, having a roof over your head, and just basic living, simple, basic living. Americans today cannot afford the basic living. A lot of Americans can't afford the basic living, and it's ridiculous. But yet, and I repeat myself again, yet these politicians want your vote. Governor Gavin in California said he's going to do something with the homeless population because of the increase of the homeless population. We're still waiting, but yet he wants to run for president. The homeless population right now in New York City is very cold. The weather is changing. The temperature is getting colder and colder. It's getting into the 30s, and it's getting colder and more chillier outside. And the homeless population, because the shelters are overpacked. Now, according to the sources, this is what some people say, that they choose to be homeless. Let's see, if you choose to be homeless, if you cannot afford the rent and you cannot afford housing, you don't choose. That's not a choice. If the cost of living is extremely high, it's not a choice to be homeless. If the cost of living is extremely high and it's unreachable and it's unrealistic, it is not a choice to be homeless. Let's get that straight. And how dare them? It's homeless. They choose to be homeless. Nobody chooses to be homeless. Think people like to sit on the cold and be homeless? You don't think that people that are mentally there and that are do you really believe that they want to be homeless on the street? Do you really believe that they want to settle in the cold? Do you really believe that they don't want to get a hot meal to eat? Do you really believe that? There is a choice. No, it's not a choice. If you're mentally there, it's not a choice. Shoot, some even in the mentally ill people want a nice warm place to stay. Who don't want a nice place to stay with a nice meal? Okay? And I'm telling you, the increase of the homeless population is out the wazoo, and there's more and more people. And I'm gonna repeat myself again. There is more and more people that are going for governmental assistance programs because they can't afford the rent and they can't afford groceries. They can't afford the rent and they can't afford groceries. Oh, yeah, that's better. They can't afford rent and they can't afford groceries. So it's not a choice, my friend. People really are living in the streets, on the streets, and people really the cost of living is 10.5%. 10.5% is taxes in Los Angeles, California. 10.5% taxes in California, 7% in New York City, and I didn't get a quote for Hawaii yet, but it's high. Florida right now, can't forget Florida. Florida right now, the cost of living is extremely high. Not only that, in Florida, you can't even afford homes. The insurance companies has pulled out of Florida. The insurance companies has pulled out of Florida because there's no market there for the homes. The homes are extremely expensive. The cost of living is extremely high in Florida. People are getting low wages and they cannot keep up with the cost of the wages, the cost of living, the cost of just basic life in Florida is unreachable because there's people in Florida that cannot afford their rent. Right now, rent is $2,500 in Florida, and they can't afford groceries because the groceries are extremely high because the cost of the wages that they're receiving in Florida is not enough to keep up with the cost of living. Okay? So right now is a crisis right now with the homeless population and the increase. And I already mentioned Florida that the home insurance is pulling out. It already pulled out of Florida. So, and according to the sources in Florida, the landlords can charge it. They can charge anything. It's scary. So it's a lot of people that's leaving Florida, and the Florida is no longer the desirable place. Years ago in America, Florida used to be the desirable place to retire. It's no longer that. It's extremely expensive, and the cost of living is extremely expensive in Florida, same as in Los Angeles, same as in Hawaii, and definitely in New York City. The rent is too high. The rent is too high. The rent is too damn high. It's too high. And the cost of living is extremely high. It's unreachable. It's unreachable. It is totally unreachable. And what are these politicians doing? What are the political local leaders doing to help better to stop this? Because of the inflation, nobody can afford a lot of things. What are they doing? Because some people can afford a lot of some people can afford groceries, basic living, just a basic living, just basic living. Americans are struggling in basic living. So, what are they gonna do to decrease the homeless population? What are they gonna do to slow down the inflation? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? And that's a question that a lot of us have. A lot of us are not getting increased wages on our jobs. And I repeat myself again. A lot of us are not getting in. We've been receiving the same payments. Some Americans, not all. We've been receiving the same payments from since 2016, 2017. No increase in wages. And the cost of living is keep climbing. But yet, these politicians want your vote. What are you going to do to make the American people feel that, okay, this is a place that we can make it? Because if if a lot of people cannot afford the basic life, just a basic living expenses, that's a problem. That's a problem. But yet you still want our vote. What are you going to do? So we can vote. What are you going to do? Leave a comment, leave a comment, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Those who are tuning in, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Now the live word of the day is coming out of Proverbs 19, verses 17. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. Well, this is Zacchaeus with another live word of the day. God bless and be safe out there. And if you like what I shared, smash the like button for me. I really would appreciate it. And be safe. And remember, just pray and God will provide. God will provide. God bless and be safe out there. Peace and blessings.